Let's analyze together the latest craziness, guys. We are talking about SOUNHOUnd plus 37% in just 2 days. What's happening, Enrique?
Let's see what's going on. First of all, remember to read the disclaimer right here and also in the description below. Wow, as you mentioned, very interesting. You can see the last 2 weeks right there, more than 60%. And then we have more than 21% right now while we're recording the video. Very interesting moment. Did you expect it? In the previous video, we asked if you expected the breakout of this level, or you saw this as a possibility, and it happened. It went higher from those levels of March to 2024, and in a very bullish direction, in my opinion, as you can see with this last green candles in the daily time frame. You can see the last volume, very similar to the previous ones, but as Alvaro mentioned, the previous day more than 15%, and then taking into account the movement of today at current prices, more than 36%. Very interesting moments. Will it continue or not? Let us know in the comments below. We're going to share some interesting information and what could happen right here. Let us know. Trading HT, let's go.
Okay, so very interesting to analyze this stock, guys. Is like I'm gonna, the type of guy that wants to be like pessimistic in optimistic times. So let's take a look at the vision, at that particular vision. Right now, guys, we're talking about this incredible uptrend. Obviously, the bigger the uptrend, the bigger the risk. Also, we have to analyze similar uptrends to this one. So let's actually draw these. I'm gonna draw a couple of circles. This is the first one, the uptrend we are enjoying right now, and we have to compare it, to previous uptrends, in that similar fashion. So obviously, the first one that is closer to that is like this one, back in February 2024, and the other two were established back in 2023. So here we have three different uptrends, with a huge volatility as well. And look at what happened afterwards. And this is something that maybe I'm worried about, because after an incredible uptrend, for instance, in December 2022, it was like 400%. The second one, is like back in, the correction, March 2023, another 250%. And then the last one, February 2024, more than 500%. So right now we are in a new uptrend. So the key question here is when this will end, because obviously when it ends, the correction tends to be huge. Previously, we were talking about corrections of more than 65%. That's huge.
Exactly, and this last one, if we take into account the level of 3.60 more or less, where it started to bounce to a higher part again, to current prices, more than 230%. Very interesting, this last uptrend and that comparison also, because the risk in the previous ones, as Alvaro drew right there, minus 67 in the first one. Then we had the second one, minus 69%, more or less, minus 70. Then the third one, minus 62%, very similar. And this one, we don't know yet. We don't know if this will correct, this will continue. We don't have the answer. That's why we like to ask you and share your opinion with us in the comments below, because we can all learn together here in Trading HT. And very interesting, in this type of sense, we can say, let's go with the forecast, because we have very interesting information. As you may remember from our previous videos about this stock, if you watched it, they haven't changed it, apparently. So we
Wow,
have
look at
six
that.
analysts. Yeah, we have the six analysts. But of course, as the price goes higher, those targets are reached and they change from the bullish side, we could say, to the bearish side. But not because the stock is going bad, but because it is going extremely well. Because they expected like the target could be $6, it surpassed it. $8.25 the average, it surpassed it. And now the maximum was $10 in the previous video and it surpassed it already. So very interesting, because we have three analysts offering 1 year price forecast in the negative territory, but because the price of this stock has surpassed those bullish expectancies. So very interesting situation. How do you take this, guys? What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments.
And this is what I mean with the risk, because I never actually, Enrique, I think we never seen something like this. Normally we have like a maximum estimate that is above current level. In this particular case, it's like all expectations were completely fulfilled. So in that sense, right now there are no more expectations, but actually the contrary, the risk is way too high. They don't expect to see the price going even further. So obviously the risk right now is too high in comparison to previous prices.
Yeah, we will see if they update this forecast. Of course, we have to wait and see. And also, that's why I want to ask you your opinion. How do you see this analyst? Will they change it or not? And what is your personal forecast? In the comments below, you can share it with us. And going back to the chart, we have very interesting news right here. If you go to the section here in TradingView, latest updates, you have the last from TradingView, SOUNHOUnd AI VP of Engineering. You can see sales shares. And you can see, if you open the news, very interesting. You have all the information right here. You can go and check it further and share with us. You have more information. The thing is like this person owns a 10% of this company and sold 94,067 shares at a weighted average price of $9 more or less per share, totaling $850,000. So very interesting.
Yeah.
Following this transaction, you can read the information right there. But I think this is something to take into account also. We don't know if this is something bearish or bullish. We're just stating the facts right here that this information shares with us. So how do you see this? Why is this happening? And how do you think this could affect also?
So obviously, if you sell like a 10% of the shares that you have, especially you have a very important position in the company, I would say it's normal in this case because after a huge rally, selling 10%, taking some profits is not a bad idea. You can buy them back afterwards. So in that sense,
Well,
I think it's normal.
He owns 10%. He sold 94,000.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
don't
So
know the percentage he
94,000.
sold, but
So he owns as well 737. 735,000 Class A's common shares. So obviously, according to the data, I think he sold something like 10%, something like that. 10% of that 10%.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it
it's something. Yeah, you have to take it into the context. It isn't. That's why I mean this is not bullish nor bearish. It will depend on your interpretation, of course. But the thing is, like, these are the facts. This could be like he thinks it is going to go lower and he wants to take some profits, or just to diversify or something. Because of course, after these huge uptrends, maybe he wanted that the capital. We don't know the exact reasons, but we wanted to share it with you. So let us know in the comments, how do you see this, bearish or bullish, or a different opinion? Let us know below.
Also, let's go back to the forecast, Enrique, again, because I think there is important information right here. And this is like the analysts from Wall Street, they think this is going down, because the data is like the expectations have been completely breached. But obviously, the EPS, look at the forecast that we have in the next 3 quarters, especially the first two, that the next ones. And we're talking about like an estimate for minus 0.10 in US dollars of the EPS, and the next one minus 0.09. If you take into consideration that the last one was that the reporting is of minus 0.06, that means that we are gonna have like two not horrible quarters, but worse quarters in terms of EPS in comparison to the previous ones. And that's something like this contradicting, like the price is skyrocketing, and then we're gonna have like 2 quarters that are gonna be worse than the previous one.
Yeah, we will see how this goes, and also that analyst, if they change the forecast, or if they maybe expected like this is the target and they upgrade it, we could say, to the higher part, or they maintain it. We will see how it goes. And going back to the chart, I want to paste some information right here, because if you remember, let me know if you can read that, Alvaro, right there. Nvidia, this company, very interesting. A subscriber let this in the previous video remember that, because we were talking about it in previous videos. In February of this year, they revealed that Nvidia held 1.73 million shares of SoundHound AI as of December 31st of the end of the year 2023. And this investment was valued approximately $3.7 million, representing a 0.6% stake in SoundHound AI. So that was a good investment for them, because if you take into account the price of December 2023, let me draw very fast a vertical line right here in the chart, more or less. The price was trading around $2, 2 point something, between 1.5, 1.5 and 2.30. So the uptrend, we're talking the price right now is $12. So that was a good investment for Nvidia right there. And the hype is obvious, because many people respect Nvidia in that type of sense. They see as an important company, and you can see the results. We have talked about it in this channel also, and it's a great company in terms of market representation. And we have more information related with that if you want to go and read that, Alvaro. Key aspects of their relationship. This is kind of a resume, more information that we wanted to share with you. This is possibility.
Wow, look at that. We have an investment impact, because obviously since this Nvidia disclosure, somehow shares have been more than triple in value, and that's true, Obviously, this like Nvidia has like a huge importance in this latest upturn of this stock. Obviously, that second point, technical synergy, is like after the SoundHound AI CEO explained that why Nvidia creates the infrastructure for AI, somehow puts that infrastructure to good use. So obviously, I think the product in that sense, the product that they have is kind of good, because obviously We're talking about increasing productivity, improving people's lives. So obviously, SoundHound is performing exceedingly well in that sense. But obviously, it's still too soon, because the company is in losses. It's still like an early project, I would say. We have a market cap only of 4 billion in that sense. So it's not Nvidia. Nvidia has a market cap of more than 3 trillion.
Yeah, it's a very different situation, but the possible, as you may read also right there, collaboration, the collaboration, this is interesting because SoundHound AI will offer on-chip voice AI that doesn't require cloud connectivity, utilizing NVIDIA's technology. So they are also related, like both of them are benefiting each others, as we can read for this information. Let us know if you think this is as it is right here, or you have a different idea. Also, market validation. Of course, we mentioned this vote of confidence. Many people think like if Nvidia invests here, that could be due to something positive. And the long-term investment, because they had previously participated, I'm talking about Nvidia, in SoundHound $75 million funding round in 2017. So they have been around this stock, around this company, SoundHound AI, since 2017. We are not talking that they started investing in 2020. They were already watching this stock, and they put that confidence on them, and we can see like they had a positive return. We can obviously see that in the triple value from that investment, in 2024. So
Mm-hmm.
very interesting. And also talking about these companies, collaborations, etc. We have this from the website of SoundHound AI. This is just information that we wanted to share with you. Leading brands that choose SoundHound AI, and you can see right there very important brands that are using this technology. So maybe this is the reason why the stock keeps going higher, because even like the results aren't the best yet, people expect them to be even better in the future, and they don't want to miss the opportunity. But the thing is also the risk is there. So how do you see all this situation? Of course, let us know in the comments your critical opinion.
Wow, this is very important. We have like important brands such as Chipotle, we have Samsung, Nvidia, of course, Snapchat. So very, very important brands. It's important that they continue to keep, validating the brand in order to see somehow to keep growing in that sense. So for now, obviously, I think there's a little bit of hype in my opinion, which is good. But obviously, when we have hype, obviously we also have risk in that sense because corrections tend to happen, and when they happen, it's better not to be there. And as I mentioned before, look at what happened back in March 2023, and then in April 2024. The corrections here are huge, not because of the company itself, but because of the market cap. It only has 4.7 billion. So obviously, when there is a correction, it tends to be like this. If you compare this with other stocks with similar market cap, it's similar. In that sense.
Yeah, it's interesting to take that into account, the perspective of the market cap. Obviously, that could affect the volatility indeed. And we can here see one example, because I didn't have very clear what this company would do with other companies. So here you have an example from their website also with Hyundai. And they have, like, as you can read right there from their website, the director of this group. They have sophisticated voice recognition and AI integration, are core to effectively providing drivers with the massive content and data that future connected vehicles have to offer. This would be something more personal, in my opinion. I don't really like to have all those AI voices in the car or with the technology, but I know that many people want to use that and really appreciate it. So the companies that implement this will have that kind of advantage. Others won't see as that, but you can see one example of this, because it's something difficult to interpret, like what has to do an AI company with sound. And in this case, you can see a very clear integration right there. So let us know in the comments if you think like this could be something very interesting and key for the future, and will this be positive, or how do you see this market? Will it have to change to adapt to different sectors and all that?
Okay, it's important to understand what's going to happen next with the company, because obviously we have to keep an eye into if they are going to able to make the profits, because right now the problem is that they are in losses, and that's important. If we go here to the fundamentals, let's see the net income for a second. So obviously another reason to know this the stock is skyrocketing a little bit way too high is because the last quarter was better than the previous two, and that's good, because they are improving the numbers. So obviously they are getting better type of clients. Obviously you saw the brands, but at this point we always, we are always in losses, and that's the problem. Since 2022, since the beginning, we never saw profits. All losses in all quarters. So that's important. If they change that, it's gonna be like a game changer.
Yeah, exactly. The next earnings apparently we have right here. You can see in the chart the 11th of March. So we have to wait a few months in order to see that. We will keep you updated when they release them. If you have more information, please share it with us in the comments below. And we have also in TradingView platform. Remember that you have in the description below a link with a discount, affiliate link. Let's go with the seasonal section because I really enjoyed this one. And in this stock we have only 2022, 2023, and 2024. But you can clearly see the difference right there. And also, like Alvaro mentioned earlier, and I also like to do, the profits and the risks, all the possibilities in the positive side and in the negative. You can see 2022 minus
Wow.
76% year to date. So the risk was huge. Then 2023, a little bit better, 62%. And 2024, current date, we will see how the year closes, more than 500%. So obviously, the opportunity has been there, but for those who have been waiting since 2022, minus 76%. So nothing is always positive or always negative. It always has, like a neutral vision, as you can see right here.
Completely insane upturn. Remember to subscribe to Trending ST to watch more content like this, and see you in the next
Let's
video.
go. Let's go. Have a nice weekend. Take care. We love you.